Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Wheel of Names. Now, obviously it's pretty obvious what we're going to pick for today, but I thought I'd do it anyway, so let's go ahead and pick. Let's go ahead and spin it. Wow, I was expecting that card to come up. 1997 Emperor Lokus. So, you want a better Feroci? Alright then. It is a Lokus, in case you hadn't guessed. Not a Feroci. Can't you see? It feels just the same in about every way. Emperor Lokus is today's guest. Wow, that was actually pretty good. I thought it was going to go terribly in my head, but no, I guess it didn't. Woo! You know, I thought the name was referring to locust, like the insect, but apparently it means toilet in German. Interesting. Here we are, folks, the final car of the GTA 4 exclusives list. Granted, there are some I need to review that appear in GTA 5, but look different from their 4 versions. 1997 Emperor Lokus. I honestly believe this is the quote-unquote second generation to the Bravada Feroci. As I stated before in that video, I believed it was a rebadged Japanese import due to the fact it was based on a Lexus GS and the JDM VIP plate mount on the gang version of the car. I also consider this the second generation of this car because it's based on the second generation of the Lexus GS. The Emperor Lokus is only featured in GTA 4, so there is no history. As I stated, the car is based on a second generation Lexus GS, but the front kind of reminds me of an Infiniti G20. If you're not familiar with that name, essentially a rebadged Nissan Primera, and was one of the first cars offered by Infiniti in the early 90s. However, unlike the GS, the G20 was front-wheel drive. The second generation GS, or Toyota Aristo was known in Japan, ran from 1997 until 2004 and offered just about the same engine options as the previous generation. The tried and definitely overhyped 3-liter 2JZ GE and GTE Turbo, the legendary 1UZ FE, and a newcomer, the 4.3 3UZ FE, the latter making around 290 to 300 horsepower. Just like the previous generation, only automatic transmission options were available. You had a choice of 2 4-speed and 1 5-speed automatic transmission. I always thought the early 2000s Hyundai Sonata tried to pull off the Lexus GS look, almost make it look like a mismatch between the GS and a Mercedes. Am I the only one who thinks this? Seriously, just look at it. It looks like it's trying. It almost looks like one of those like North Korean cars, that try to look like something it's not. It's that just sounds always funny, Back on track with the Lokus. The Lokus, like its Lexus sibling, also features a V8 as far as the engine model shows. The rear badging, the LS350, is an obvious nod and spoof to the Lexus GS350. Also, apparently the Emperor badge is spelt wrong. Either this car was built on a Friday, or someone at Rothschild messed up. Either way, doesn't really bother me. Alright, on towards handling. How does the car handle? One word: leisurely. It takes a very long time to accelerate. Not necessarily like long as like big commercial box truck long, but it does feel very smooth. Coupled to a 5-speed gearbox, once it reaches top speed, it doesn't feel relatively fast. That's because it isn't. Top speed? About 84. Meanwhile, its Feroci sibling can go up to 87. The steering itself feels a bit vague as well. I was going to say it handles similarly to the Feroci, but that would be giving it too much credit. However, the suspension itself is very firm, with very little body roll, making it relatively easy to handle. Overall, the general vibe I got from this car is it's more luxurious than the Feroce, which is what Lexus should be. However, the GS in general is kind of a good combination of luxury and performance, which this car didn't really have. Don't stop people from modifying them, of course. Normally, this car is very difficult to find in the game, but I was lucky enough to find one early on, and I saved one just for the eventuality I would review it. Now, I can finally get rid of it. 1997 Emperor Lokus. I guess you could say it handles like a toilet, because there's a name, Lokus. Alright, I'm done. And that is it, the last car in the exclusives list. Finally done. Now I can focus on the cars I have to review that are also in 4 and 5, which is nearly as big as the original exclusives list. So that's good to know. Yeah, kind of a dull end to the exclusives to this, honestly. I thought I'd find something a bit more exciting to drive, but you know, here we are. Well, I mean, I do like this car. I like the look of it, honestly. That's about it, really. But it doesn't really feel very exciting, unfortunately. So, I'm not definitely a lot different from the Feroce. So, anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great weekend, everybody.